So this will be the third video in a series that I am doing about this, the power and control wheel. My first two videos were about entitlement and economic abuse. And I'm swinging over today to talk about psychological abuse. If you'd like to see the entire wheel all at once, this one came from that website. There are lots of examples of the power and control wheel, however. Now, when people are talking about psychological abuse, they will often use it fairly interchangeably with this phrase, gaslighting. This is a case of gaslighting is a form of psychological abuse, but there are other forms of psychological abuse. Like, an orange is a fruit, but not all fruit are oranges. It is making someone seem or feel unstable, irrational, and not credible. Making them feel like what they're seeing or experiencing isn't real, that they're making it up, that no one else will believe them. So this paragraph is specifically about gaslighting, where you are making your victim feel unstable. But there's a sister form of psychological abuse where you make other people around them think that they are psychologically unstable. And that sister thing is really important, because a lot of people will tell you that your abuser only spoke well of you and defended you to the last, when in fact what your abuser was doing was gently informing them of psychological conditions you may not even have, and making them see you as unstable, irrational, or not credible. By defending you, by saying, oh, no, it's just her this or that, or it's just his this or that, so that they know that you can't be believed. Some other signs of psychological abuse can include someone regularly embarrassing you in public or in front of family, friends, support workers, or people you work with. And I just want to be clear here, existing in their body as who they are is not a case of psychological abuse. They're not abusing you just because they use their walker or just because they're non-binary. That is you being inappropriate, trying to force them to change. Moving on, calling you names, of course, threatening to harm you, your pets, children, or other people who are important to you. And I just want to take a moment to point out here that those threats do not have to come in the form of explicitly stated angry messages. A lot of victims have come forward and talked about how the vast majority of the threats were a look or a joke, a consistently told joke. Like the way my ex used to repeatedly joke about skinning one of my cats. Or about how idyllic the opening scenes of the movie Room would be. All I'm saying is those threats don't have to be explicitly stated in a threatening manner for them to be threats that the victim can recognize. Moving on, this can also include someone treating you badly because of things you cannot change. For example, your religion, race, past, disability, your gender, your sexuality, or your family. Since religion is on here, I think that your weight could also be on here. Then we have ignoring you or pretending you aren't there, giving you the silent treatment, as it were. Doing or saying things that make you feel confused. This might include someone moving or changing things and then denying that they've done this. Always correcting what you say with the aim to make you look or feel foolish. And I thought this was a good add-on. Abusers deny their victim's experience. They deny their own abusive actions or deny that those things were abusive. They change the sequence of events. They tell victims that they are lying or misremembering, and they tell other people the same thing. And they repeat their false version of events so often that the target becomes confused about what really happened. Some gaslighting red flags might be that you apologize without knowing what you did wrong. There is an imbalance of power in your relationship. They give you affection, then abruptly yank it away. They assign motives to your actions that are the opposite of your intentions. Most interactions leave you feeling small or ashamed. When you try to explain how you feel, they dismiss you. They are dismissive, sorry. You are overreacting or too sensitive. They insist it didn't happen that way. You find yourself questioning your beliefs and opinions. If your point of view doesn't match theirs, it's wrong. You You edit every word before you speak it, changing any thought that they could possibly miscarry. That editing thing really hits hard, and so does number 10 here. You find yourself collecting proof things happen so you can reassure yourself. But let's read the other 9 of this one too. They deny they said or did something even when you have proof. They accuse you of doing things that you know they themselves have done. They turn others against you to take away your support system. They tell you that you are crazy. You are never right. You constantly feel like you have to defend reality. You trust in yourself. Your trust in yourself and intuition erodes. You always feel confused about whether you're on good terms with them. You are not allowed to have feelings. When I read number 10 the first time, it made me laugh because of this. See, what I put in this box is a phone that contains recorded conversations with my ex and every text that we had from the moment that I got this phone. I mean, it's basically a dead phone, but I can't bring myself to get rid of it or recycle it because my abuser to this day still tries to tell me that these things did not actually happen. And the proof is right here.